Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel Nelly the Narcissist. If you're new here, thank you for joining, and if you appreciate the content, then please do consider subscribing and helping me to get this information out there. For everyone supporting me watching with your likes, shares, and even generous donations, a massive thank you. I couldn't do it without you. This channel uses comedy to raise awareness about the much misunderstood subject of MPD and narcissistic abuse through a creative way for me to act as a storyteller and express the real-life horrors of narcissistic abuse that every single survivor can share. Now, many of you have been asking me, who am I? How has this strange comedy channel come about? And why do I do what I do? I also have an email to read out from one of the curious viewers who wanted to know quite a lot about me. So why not grab a drink and have a listen to my tale, because I'm sure there will be a part at least that will resonate with you. So I'm going to read out now the email that I got from a viewer. Her name is Dorothy. Hi Dorothy. Dear Nelly, I really enjoy your skits. I really resonate with them. Thank you. I like the soul contract part. That's so creative. Your acting skills are great. Thanks a lot, Dorothy. What makes you interested in narcissism? Can you share your experience with narcissists? Are you a narcissist or are you a survivor? What was the narcissist to you? Were they covert or overt? How did you deal with them? How did you discover they were narcissists? What's the most significant red flags? Did you seek therapy? What's your journey to healing? Thanks very much, Dorothy, for asking all of those questions. I'm going to answer the first questions that Dorothy has asked, but when it comes to how I discovered the narcissist, how I dealt with them, the red flags and the healing, I'm going to be making separate videos for those because there's a lot to be said on these topics, so I can't cover it all in one sitting. Just to clear two parts up. Number one, I'm not a narcissist. I am a survivor of abuse, and the majority of my experience comes from romantic relationships. That's number two. Number three, I mainly cover covert narcissists because for me, I think that they're the most dangerous to others, given the fact that they're so well camouflaged. And my experience was with covert narcissists, so I can offer advice and warnings now to help others that have been on the receiving end of deception and abuse from covert narcissists. Actually, I've known and I've had close relationships with 3 covert narcissists. The last of the 3 was definitely the darkest and most disturbing. And it was that which changed my life because it was a collision that I narrowly escaped. It was because of that person that I came to know what evil is. And when the mask came off of them and the real self was revealed, I encountered something that most people would expect to find only in a horror film. I had absolutely no idea that that could be real life. Most of us are taught to believe that evil looks like Hannibal Lecter. So we're all going about our lives ultra careful at night. We don't walk down alleyways alone, or we don't get into strange men's trucks. And all of that is, of course, correct. But we never learned that there's an evil that we'd never see coming because it looks just like us. And it seems so lovely at first. And what you come to find out is that the person you let in is a monster with the same level of evil as any Hannibal Lecter. Of course, I'm not suggesting any cannibalism, but what narcissists carry on the inside I can only describe as evil because they don't and they can't love and they have no empathy. And those are 2 factors that stop most people from doing bad things because we have a conscience. But without one that I believe that we do need love and empathy to have, we have no moral compass, which makes us very dangerous to humanity. And narcissists often do have vicious intent. A lot of people that I discovered don't know what narcissists are, including myself at one time. People think it's just a selfish, deluded and grandiose person. If it were just that, then there wouldn't be an issue. And it's not just the deception aspect of relationships with narcissists. It's the fact that because they do not have a moral compass due to no empathy and no love, what they are truly capable of is really anything. And as I found out, if you don't go along with them, or you won't go along with them, or if you challenge their sense of power and control, they have the potential of becoming very dangerous because these are people that also carry a lot of rage, envy and hatred on the inside. And how these individuals live is often very parasitic because they have to feed off of the lives of others. And because they're a covert narcissist, we allow the enemy to come inside. So they're then able to destroy all of who we are from the inside out. I started to watch YouTube videos and I understood what I had been through was on a much larger scale than I knew because I was hearing the same stories of what I had been through over and over from people from all over the world. I've always been a spiritual person from an early age and I've always had a belief in an all-seeing, loving, higher power. And I had a feeling that we're all connected by it, by the common threads of love in our hearts and kindness and goodness within us. I'm someone also with high levels of empathy, and you can probably call me an empath. I've been on a big discovery journey with that in the last years, where I've recognized that probably the majority of feelings I've ever felt were not even mine. There are some people out there and creators on YouTube that don't believe that empaths exist because they believe we're all just codependents trying to look cool and give ourselves a better name. That could be true in some very small cases, but I don't agree with that because my view is based upon more of a spiritual perspective. I know as an empath that often I've put the needs of others above my own. And my eyes were really only trained to see the good and to see love. And it wasn't until I got the encounter with the narcissist did I get the rude awakening that not everyone is operating from love and goodness. In fact, some people are operating from downright evil because they aren't connected to that oneness and one love that Mr. Marley sang about. With the encounter that I had with the narcissist and having very almost been taken out by it, whilst knowing that there are many more good people out there being destroyed every day by these lowlives, I felt a very strong calling to raise awareness about this subject. Unfortunately, many people may not believe it unless they have experienced it themselves, and that's the wall that we're pushing against. Because we all know narcissists, they come in these really lovely little packages that seem so kind and sometimes really attractive. If somebody had said to me back then, that person you're involved with romantically is evil, I would have laughed in their face and said, get out of here. So I know, and every survivor knows, that the act that they do and the mask that they wear is very convincing for a time. To explain a little bit about the creative aspect of Nelly the Narcissist and the comedy sketches, as well as being spiritual, I come from a creative background. I'm an artist and I worked for many years as an editor and colorist for many different companies in post-production. I got really bored of working on other people's content because I'm not the type of person that is satisfied with working for money. If I was that type of person, probably I'd be really rich by now. I wanted to do things that were more meaningful. I wanted to help people somehow. And quite honestly, I don't know where it came from, but one day I got this idea for Nelly the Narcissist about doing comedy sketches about narcissistic abuse. I thought that showing narcissistic abuse through comedy could be really quite unexpected and intriguing. Like you could find one of my videos and watch it and be like, what is this? That is exactly what happened to me. So I wanted it to visually resonate and represent the abuse that people have been through, which is really validating, but at the same time bring in those aspects of education for those that haven't been through the abuse, that haven't met a narcissist, and they could get a visual image and hopefully it could go in their head and stay in their head. I thought somehow this could have the potential to save somebody. And I was aware that comedy can be really healing. So fundamentally, the work is dedicated to survivors of narcissistic abuse and to help people to understand what they went through because it is so confusing. People have actually asked me if it's cathartic, these sketches, while some of my friends have asked, is this detrimental to your health? Like, how do you feel when you make them? And I say, no, it's not hurting me. Expressing it and being creative, getting it out is definitely a good thing. But I'm not doing this for myself. If I was doing this for me, then I would have got bored and stopped already, because if it's made for me, there's really no point for me to be sharing this with you. The only issue that I have is that I think at the moment what I'm doing, because it's new and people don't really know why I'm doing it, and it poses a bit of a conundrum, the comedy aspect, I think not so many people get that or understand the depth that it's coming from. That's why I think it's important for me to, share my background with you so you understand a bit more of the woman behind the channel. So that's the start of my story, and of course I'm going to be bringing out many more videos to speak about this topic. It's a pleasure to find and connect with people throughout the world that have shared this experience and resonate with the work that I do. So a big thanks to everybody that's taking an interest in my channel, for the people that are supporting my creative work and also my podcasts, for all of your likes, subscribe, shares. Please do continue. Please help me to get these messages out into the world and to help more people that really, really need the information. For now, thank you so much for watching. I'm sending love, and I'll see you next time.